Hello, hello! Welcome back. It's midnight almost, and I said I'd call you back when it was time. Well, it's almost time, basically, is my point. I believe the Midnight of White is the claw. I don't know what the claw does, I just know that that's what it's called. I think it's like Bina. In like the saddest way. But I don't actually know. Just in case it is anything like the monster that is... Not Bina. Gabira. Sorry, not Bina. Gabira. In case it's anything like Gabira, the Red Mist, or Dante. I want everyone to group up. I just did White Knight, so once everyone's grouped, then we'll be good to go. Alright, so let's get started, I guess. Claw, do not manipulate the secrets of the world over to the head of the device with absolute power. Saw him flicker in right there. Where'd he go? Oh, here he is. What do you got? Resistant to all. It probably does all. Well, if he's like Gabira, if he's like Bina, then Dakota and Haru can probably hold him down for a moment. I would like to rotate all my people, though. Let's see if anyone is... Gonna have Piper move. No, it's fine. Let's take a gander at what's happening. I don't know what that means. It's terrifying, though. There's nothing else going on, right? It's just the claw. It looks like it's just the claw. But I don't like what he's doing. In fact, I don't know what he's doing. I'm gonna send sensors after him. Well, he's standing up. What does that mean? What does that mean? Did anyone... No one's dead. I'm gonna pale, because I don't know what that means. It's a bit loud, sorry. Don't really know what's going on, to be honest. Is he a multi-phase boss? Or am I just out DPSing him? Where'd he go? Why is Piper in so much pain? Oh my god. What? What? I'm sorry? What? What? Status report. It doesn't look good. Huh. Uh-huh. What kind of damage does he do? Oh. Oh, wait. Pale. It's pale. He does pale. He does pale damage. It's pale. It's such a large amount of pale that it's stupid. Yeah, alright. Okay. You know, I thought it was too easy. Okie dokie. Back to where we were, more or less. Where did I get a comp? Oh, 18%. That makes sense. Midnight! There it is. Pale is what we're scared of. So pale is what we'll shield against. Zero dead. So, I don't know what he did last time, but I figure may as well just dogpile him. You know? Rip him apart. Apparently you can get stats during these days. Oh my lord. Yeah, I'd like to proceed to the next day. How about you guys? You guys want to proceed to the next day? La Luna? La Luna. I'll take censored if it's here. But I'd rather just have an old lady. Old lady have no dangers. No, definitely don't want that one. I'll take Rodolta of the Sleigh. Didn't get Rune, which is, oh lord, good my god. What? Is that an EKG monitor in the background? So you have decided to move forward, I see. Your body and mind are still incomplete. And yet you limp forward. I must wonder where that confidence of yours comes from. Anyway, you must have some questions, no? One such question may be, who is this old man? He was such a familiar voice and face. You cannot face yourself. Think of me as a mirror of you. A shattered mirror, to be precise. Scattered to several shards. This old man is one of the many pieces of that mirror. My name is Abel. I didn't see that. Filled with rage and obstinacy. Obstinate. Obstinacy. That doesn't feel like a real word, but I'll take your word for it, game. Waiting to be miserably forgotten, as you can see. I, like you, decided to proceed, but nothing changed to my surprise. I had trouble sleeping, with the rare nights in which I could sleep were riddled with nightmares. We were the first humans, or human, to find a way to access the well of humanity. It has existed since the beginning of time, but now lies forgotten and denied. Today, there are few who can feel it. Just a handful of people, only faintly sensing its presence. But Carmen was completely sure of its existence, and tried to persuade us of it. If its existence were proven, that would mean they'd be able to reach the well. She believed that the cure to the world's diseases was related. Kagito. The research we conducted, taken from where Carmen had left us, was successful. We found a method to siphon from the primordial sea which had every possibility of humanity, past, present, and future. Ooh. If everyone had a bucket of their own, they'd be able to draw their own water from their individual well. It's fascinating. We even had arrogant thoughts in secret. We thought we could rekindle the long-forgotten flame and the water of life. However, the path we walked was not different from that of Prometheus. What have we accomplished after all of this? We lost much more than we gained, did we not? You haven't witnessed it. The way our old friend Benjamin met his demise. I don't know how he died, actually. It's a good point. He was one of the few who could tolerate your ill-temperedness. Yet you did not care to witness his final moments. Fortunately, we have a recording of it. Whispering. As with every little thing that has happened in this facility. Care to give it a listen? The third and final truth. Well, it is something you must learn. I understand that the truth hurts. It's hard for me as well. It feels like building up a sandcastle for years, only to kick it over once it's done. Doing something like that is beyond agony, to deny the efforts of the past. But I want to make things right, no matter the cost. The final truth is that you are about to begin the repetition of this infinite cycle, with your memories reset, oblivious to everything that has transpired. Leave with me before you can no longer undo what you've set in motion. That's what you wanted to say. I'm sorry that we have to meet again, like this. It did not take very long to find out where you were hiding. I thought I should have given you some time to say goodbye, since this will be the last chance you have to say such a thing to the one that you looked up to. Angela. I feel as though I become a tragic damsel in distress of a play whenever you speak my name. It may sound like an excuse, but please know this. I am not doing this out of personal feelings or malice. My every action is set by his order. The absolute order that dictates us not to deviate from the script. Are you really okay going through with this? I know you well, and not just because I'm one of the people who created you. I know you're different from the other machines. There is another fact I knew from the start, that you're too valuable to be hiding in such a shabby corner like this. Our conversation is being recorded, and furthermore, I have no obligation whatsoever to answer your questions. Don't be afraid, Benjamin. Everyone you've missed and longed to see again is waiting for you. You shall be with them forever, because you are the last actor, the one who will lead this play to its finale. Bitter, no? Benjamin hid here quite a long time ago. When the TT2 protocol activated, a brief moment became an eternity, and overwhelmed him. I assume he tried to run away with me, with us. However, as you already know, he failed. Perhaps you feel no guilt for him, for you gave him another life. Think whatever you wish. Find solace in your mind, or else you will not endure this place. The brain is one of the vital organs of the human body. Tens of billions of neurons stretch like branches of trees and form a great forest. This forest, as long as the original exists, can be replanted. And those who perish were awoken in metal bodies. It was your plan, yet you couldn't do it alone. However, I have already seen the world ahead of you, the time that you have yet to see. Nothing changes. Benjamin, your friends, the employees, their sacrifices were pointless. You've seen how they meet their end. You realized how innocent, talented souls of young persons were trapped into machines by your hands, haven't you? We have failed them, the world forgotten us. Who will pay for their sacrifices? Do you know what we've forgotten? Makuth, I was not a perfect manager. I was always biting off more than I could chew. I wasn't being realistic. There's the tree of life. We're down here right now. Or are we? We're... Ah, no, we're not. This is Malkuth. We're up here. It's upside down. I keep forgetting that. So Malkuth, Yasad, and if we flip it, that would be Netzach. That would be Hod. This would be Tifereth. This would be Chisiat. This would be Gapyaru. This would be Hukma. This would be Bina. And this would be Abel. Architecture. Not sure. At the same time, this is such a sad place, so I refuse to think that I couldn't do something. But you saw me. You saw how this obsession and pressure to blindly move forward eventually ate me away. In the end, what was important for me was to stand on my own two legs, to be aware of where I am and where I should go next. And then it naturally rises up, the will inside me. The will to stand up straight. Even if you stand upright, around you is nothing but despair. You may act noble, but you were sailing through the Dead Sea behind you. Emotional thoughts only depressed us, didn't help us in the slightest. We'd need to become more rational, more cold-hearted. The rationality built upon falsehood crumbled me, you, and all of us. We walked too far to tell such melancholic stories. We thought relying on emotion wouldn't help a thing. However, it became clear that to accept sadness was just as important. The false rationality we held and clung to only made our hearts rot. It is hard to accept at first. You'll feel like you'll crumble, but it'll get better, I'm sure of it. The rationality to maintain discretion. It's too late to settle down our hearts, I'm afraid. Your mind is already empty and has lost any purpose to move forward. I can hear the murmurs of those I've lost in my ears whenever I shut my eyes. They batter to me with the question, do you really think you'll become a better man? Couldn't say a thing to refute what they were saying. Do you think you will be any different? Hod. You see, manager... Ooh. You should look towards the past at times like these. Can I hit spacebar? Nope. I know my wrongdoings can't be forgiven no matter what I do. I guess that's why I was so ahead of myself. But from now on I won't be. I will become a better person if I continue. Let's live with such a hope in mind, shall we? The hope to be a better person. But what good does all this do you? How many times must I say this? You've nothing left. No matter how much you tried to control your emotions and calm your mind, you've already been losing your reason to live ever since Carmen left us. Why are you so obsessed with a life with no more meaning? Look at me. Look how I am continuing this pointless life, awaiting my death. Nitzik. If you ask me for a reason to keep on living this life full of pain, I have to say I don't have a good answer yet. You woke me up, but I guess it's my job to take care of whatever comes next. I choose to be a little bit more fearless. It took me a lot of courage to do so, to continue onward with my life in spite of everything. Just live your life for once, man. Hell, even I made it this far. What makes you think that you can't? The fearlessness to keep on living. We've been deliberating for a long time. None of the paths we had thought to be the right answer were correct. How can I not let you pass when you answer our doubts with such confidence and clarity? Ah, you, nameless one. To be the nameless is a great blessing. A name is a stigma, a constant reminder that one walks upon the wrong path. The door you will face once leaving this office can be named a trial. It could also be referred as an ordeal, or an agony. You appear to possess the strength and will to overcome such adversity. That strength to choose a different path, a different future, a different answer. I shall witness your strength. I hope you can finally prove yourself to this doubtful old man. Whew, that's a lot of talking. Sip some water. Ellipses. Can't you hear my voice anymore? This is the Seed of Light text. Please answer me. Oh. So, what I believe happened there was completing the suppressions of the Upper Sapphira gave me the pass to keep moving forward. Because I know that after day 46, you get different endings on each day, depending on what you've accomplished and whether or not you could complete the day. And so what I'm pretty sure happened is I qualified to skip that ending and move on to the next day because I completed the suppressions of the Upper Sapphira. Because I did these 4 suppressions, I qualified to do day 47. Also, didn't point it out during, but Josh got himself some paradise. Oh, a lot going on in this episode. Reach Cliff Off Meltdown 6+. Meet the energy quota. Fatigue and waiting. Why do I get the feeling that fatigue and waiting is gonna be the... I'm gonna have to do suppressions again. I don't want to. Alright, well. This is more of a talky episode than an action-packed Rock'em Sock'em episode, but... Well, bam bam. Hope you enjoyed. See you in the next episode of this game. We're reaching that final upper limit, wouldn't you say? So, what I might end up doing... This is completely off topic, by the way. But there is a mod for this game. Like I have those mods I have, which are all pretty cosmetic, except for the stats one, which I thought worked differently than it clearly does. And I have to say, it is overpowered, and I probably won't ever install it again. Because the cap out is 250 for stats when you complete Hookma's mission. And the mod I installed is supposed to have fixed that to be 250 because it was broken and it would cap out at 200 or something, but it seems to have just removed the cap, which I'm not terribly sure if I'm happy about that or not, because you get characters like Dakota with 661 health and 500 movement speed, which is hilarious, but not the way the game was intended to be played, I'm almost certain. But there's another mod that lets you re-roll the abnormalities endlessly, and I might install that one to try and force ally rune. I'm not sure if that's how the game works, because I'm pretty sure it's a set thing that it gives you, and then it rotates through that set pool. It doesn't just have the whole pool. But I'm going to try and force Alarin, because otherwise I have to do a whole nother facility. And I really don't want to do that. So let me know what you think about that decision. I'll probably wait for this episode to go out before I record more, so I can get your feedback on that. But who knows? Maybe I'll just do it anyway. I love this game. Bye.